I'm not going to say what I did was right. I take responsibility because coming out of the show, I didn't think it was that heavy because, of course, I was just being an actor, right? And coming out, seeing the whole thing and the fallback, the backlash, and all that, I'm like, it really rubbed off in a certain way.
So let's just dive into it because, oh my goodness, I've gotten a litany of messages like with people just say, ask Tega this, ask Michael this, ask Peace this. So let's begin.
Ask me.
So let's start off with you, Tega. Wow. There's a lot that has been said so far. So let's start off with this. Do you and your husband have an open marriage?
No, we do not have an open marriage.
And that's it.
That's it.
Now, the reason why is because you had mentioned that you had an understanding with your husband getting into the BBNaija house. Because I mean, getting into such a game, such a competition, people want content. And a lot of times we liken content to romantic relationships and the famous truth or dare. I feel like that's like the major content in BBNaija for some reason, and I don't know why. And you as a married woman getting into the house, saying that you and your husband have an understanding. Hence the reason why people are wondering, is the understanding based on you guys having an open marriage, or what really is that understanding?
Getting to Big Brother is like getting on set.
Okay.
As an actor, you except you have your own personal restrictions, right? You're allowed to do anything and be whoever you want to be. So my perception of getting to Big Brother is just like getting on set. Yes. So you can be whoever you want to be. You can be anything you want to be. Because it's a game and it's also a show for a fact. So having that understanding with him was just for closure, right? Big Brother is like it's my job.
Okay.
This is my job. I'm an actor. This is my job. I'm going to work. I'm going to be off for 10 weeks.
Interesting.
So expect anything that comes.
Okay, it's quite interesting that you say that because we've been very confused. At first it started with the truth or dare with you and Saga. Exactly. And then your husband commented letting us know, that's my wife and we have an understanding. And then it was your relationship in the house with Boma. And then your husband came out with a statement which is now deleted, pretty much saying that it is deleted. It did seem as if he was trying to take the attention from you to him, saying that, you know what, I faltered first in the marriage. I cheated on my wife, and people thought, okay, maybe this is you trying to defend your wife, but is it really necessary? But that aside, recently he had a conversation with a famous blogger. And what he said was this. He was like, the Tega that was in the house is not the same Tega that he knows. He said that the Tega that I know is a God-fearing Tega. And with what happened inside of the house, it seemed like he was disappointed. And he said, and they asked him, okay, so what's going on moving forward with you and him in marriage? And then he said, if Tega comes back and if she does apologize, she's my wife and she needs me now more than ever. But then if she comes back saying that what she did was right, then I would have to let her go. What do you think about that?
I'm not going to say what I did was right. I take responsibility because coming out of the show, I didn't think it was that heavy because, of course, I was just being an actor, right? And coming out, seeing the whole thing and the fallback, the backlash and all that, I'm like, it really rubbed off in a certain way.
Yeah.
And I take responsibility and I apologize. Of course, to my husband as well. I apologize. Maybe it rubbed off in a certain way, right? I was being free because I thought we had an understanding. Because coming out to say, to have that interview with a blogger, right? And all of those things that were being said, to some people, they think it's not necessary. Some people, they feel, okay, Tega, you're the villain. I agree. I agree. I take responsibility for everything. And we have spoken. And we're good now.
You're good now.
Yes, we are.
Fantastic. All right, so Boma, let's just get into your relationship with Tega, which a lot of people want to know. First of all, I would start with saying Nigerian men don't like to share. I mean, I don't like to share as well, but let's make Nigerian men happy today. Nigerian men don't like to share. And you knowing that Tega was a married woman, but you still moved to her. First off, question is, why was Tega the choice to, start off that relationship with in the house? And what was your thinking regarding you coming out of the house? Didn't you think that maybe Tega's husband was going to be waiting for you right there when you were being evicted? So how did you think you were going to face Tega's husband or respond to whatever would come because of this relationship with Tega in the house?
Like Tega said, we had similar understanding. Like, I live in New York pretty much, so majority of the things that are big deals. I'm Nigerian, don't get me wrong, but I've been living in New York for like 10 years, and even before then, I've been all over the place. Like, we watch Power. We see Omar Riyadh, he has wives, he has kids. Big Brother is a reality TV show. It doesn't mean I came with my own reality, on screen. Like, I could be different, multiple people in one, and I was in a bubble. So for me, the intentions were not to. It was a game that was for the show, and the relationship was, like in the house, then it was gonna end after the show was done. Like, there was nothing. Emmanuel knew, was like, okay, you're doing this because nothing will come out of it. If it was to be a single girl outside the house, people were like, okay, so now you've laid her on and you're doing this. Even if I've had agreements with a girl, like they flip the scripts. We could just be like, we're catching cruise and we're just chilling. Next thing she's like, so what are we now? We're still catching cruise. And let's just stick to the script. So, but I think I just knew it was a vibe. We knew what we were doing. It was all premeditated. It was like, okay, let's do it. And the housemates were like, oh, okay. Because I was known for being okra. Meaning I was sliding off. I'll be with this girl this week, then next week I'm with this girl. Because it was I didn't want to be known or owned by somebody. So that was my strategy, to just escape everyone. And
So when was this understanding formulated? Because it seemed like we missed it, right? Because you mentioned on stage that it was a script. But then we were thinking, who's the script writer? When was this decided upon? Was this on camera? Was this before the house?
Okay,
we're a bit confused.
Well, it started when I injured my shoulder.
Okay.
Again, and then it was genuine care. Like, he would massage and all that. So sometimes I'll be like, this week is for me and Boma. Boma is giving me TLC.
Okay.
I'm not sharing Boma this week with anybody. Next week you can decide which apartment you want to go. So along the line, right, and we started getting attention from the housemates. We're enjoying the bus. We're like, okay, guy, alpha. So we go, are you game? And then we just went to the long haul. Right, and we were enjoying the attention, but coming out and seeing the Basbos, you
didn't really expect it. Now, speaking about attention, Michael,
we
were a bit confused because we were like, who is Michael giving attention to today? Is it Angel? Is it Jackie B? One day it's like couple goals with Jackie B. The other day I'm like, you are fighting again. So what really was going on between you and Jackie B?
Jack, there's definitely attraction there. I like her, she likes me a lot, actually, mutually. And it's something that we didn't really resolve or even define, honestly, in the house. And rightfully so, because it's a weird space in the house.
Yeah.
It's not regular circumstances, you understand? So we can't have like a regular result or a regular conclusion from that circumstance, which I understand. So now, I say that to say this, I'm definitely still interested in moving on after the house.
Okay.
And seeing what goes on. You understand? So this morning I pretty much started a whole new wave. We're in the loading ship.
Okay.
Things are loading. You understand?
Fantastic.
It's not defined. It's not even a friendship, not a relationship. It's not defined. It's just loading. You understand? So when she comes out, best of luck to her in the house. I like her to go as far as she can. And also, I like her to come out at the same time. Do you understand what I'm saying? But inevitably, when she does come out the house, I like to see what's up though.
Do you think that you can hold off till she comes out? Because a lot of women love you. And they've been waiting for you. So do you think you have that self-control to hold on for Jackie B until she gets out of the house?
What you think?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Loading.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, just speaking about the relationships, the attraction, peaceful peace. Question is, were you attracted to Michael?
When are you going to start asking Michael this question? I'm the only one that gets this question. Why?
Were you attracted to him?
is a good-looking guy. I'm attracted to multiple people. Michael is one of them. Cross is one of them. You know what it is? It's fine. It doesn't mean it's gonna go anywhere because
Why doesn't it mean that it's going to go anywhere? Why shouldn't it go anywhere?
When I got into the house, before I got into the house, I already decided that I was not gonna be in any relationship. I was gonna have a good time for sure, but I don't know about a relationship or situation, whatever that is. Otherwise, people grow on me. If I actually wanted to have anything, I think it would have been with.
With whom? Being say it with your chest. It's good. Just say it with your chest. Be confident about it.
I'd have been with the person that showed me the most attention and really actually genuinely cared for how I was faring.
Okay.
And that was Sammy. For real, from the jump. Yeah. But Michael's a good-looking guy. I was attracted to Michael. I was attracted to Cross, but it was absolutely nothing. He's my G. Jackie B is my babe as well. So yeah, that was it.
Okay, and remember the time where, and I'm talking to Michael, the time where it seemed like at first we saw the connection between you and Jackie B, and then you now went to like Angel. Like, what was that intentional? Like when you and Angel started just getting to know each other better, was that intentional? Was that part of your strategy? Were you doing it to make Jackie B jealous?
I honestly didn't have a strategy at all, and no one has to believe me, but in time you see that I've been the same person. You understand? I just came into the house to flow. Now with Angel, at first I didn't send her because I thought she was just pretentious or just somehow. But funny enough, the more we spent time in the house, because you can't go anywhere, you have to see people every single day. You can't have your own private space. So the more I kept seeing her, the more I kept analyzing her. You understand? Yeah. And she's actually a deep individual, and I have a lot of respect for her because she's not the way she portrays herself. You understand? She's layered. I'll say she's more than what she portrays. Okay, I won't say she's not that. I'll say she's way more than that. So yeah, we got a lot closer, and I'm interested in a real friendship with her for sure outside the house. I don't want us to just move on with our lives on some weird stuff and just not talk to each other at all. But as far as relationships go, or like romantic dealings go, it's clearly Jackie for me, and it's not anything against Angel at all. Like I said, I think she's the realest in the house. Okay, real talk, and I'd like her to be my G in real life.
All right, fantastic. This question is coming from a listener. So Ngozi is saying, why did you get, and so she's asking Boma, I mean, I did ask a little bit of this earlier, but she wants to know, why did you get entangled with a married woman? Is what Ngozi is asking.
Oh, Ngozi, there was no any entanglement, man. There was no any entanglement there. That was all Big Brother show. We were having fun. It was highlights. It was content. We're just giving you guys a show. There was no any entanglement there, man. Because, okay, what if it was a movie? I would still do exactly the same thing.
But then the thing is, because we know movies are scripted, the whole point of reality TV shows is go in there, be yourself. It's real life, but in a controlled environment. Hence the reason why people know that there is a distinction between reality TV and movies. It's the reason why they're not seeing it that same way.
True, but how could you have a reality when there's a camera right in front of your face and you can see it like this? How's that reality? That's no reality anymore. You can create that reality for them, but it's not your only reality. I could create a reality for you.
I'm sure you can, but then we know BBNaija to be go into the house and let's see your personality, not a script. That even if there happened to be a script, we don't want it to be an obvious script where we know that this is clearly you playing a game. But then when it comes to two people who seemed like they had a connection, that then might not seem to us like a script.
Understandable. We're just great actors. We didn't want it wouldn't look, if it looked like that, then what's the point? What's the point of it? Because to us, I knew she was married. I knew she talked about her family, she loved the family, she loved everyone. But like I said, man, I do this for a living, pretty much. I would literally go on set, and whoever I met on set, wherever they came from, after the job was done, they went back to their family, and I went back to mine, so it was fine. So this was something that happened. It has to just stay in the house. It wasn't going to grow past that. But Tega's a group. Tega was our favorite. The guys, she came with a vibe, and not just me. We liked her. All the boys, openly. This was not a secret. Yo, Tega, man, with a few big, we all said it. and I'm sure, she was our favorite pretty much.
So now, were you acting when you called Angel a mentally ill person? Because we know that one of the projects you want to work on is regarding mental health. And you mentioned this when you were evicted.
Yes.
And so people were trying to somewhat align it with the fact that you had a fight with Angel. You called her a mentally ill person.
Yeah.
Also, because we know, watching from the outside and also from the inside, Angel has been someone that has been vocal about her mental health and things that she's gone through and experienced. So now, with that happening, was that you acting? Was that part of a script?
That was real. Like, I have a short fuse. I used to manage it better. Like, outside world, I'll just walk away. I wouldn't even have any conversation with you. And I had outbursts twice in the house, and it was with Angel. Funny enough, I thought I was really cool with Angel. So that just really made me even more mad. Like, how you would be my person? Why you always do this kind of thing? Like, so that really came from a place of like, I'm trying to have a conversation with you, and you tell me, fuck you.
Language.
And you tell me that word, F word, and I don't want to have this conversation with you. You're irritating. And I said, don't tell me that. And you say it 3 times. So to me, it was just more like my fuse, like my button was pushed and I reacted as, I'm human. But I regret it though. Not like I'm happy. So that was in no script.
So what would you say to people who are, trying to somewhat marry that, okay, Boma is going to come and talk to us about mental health issues, but then he said that in the house. I want you to address that part that people Okay, so right now, to be honest with you, my truth is, I didn't know Angel. I knew Angel had gone through stuff, but I didn't know she had mental health issues. Like, it was never our conversation. And even if she said in the house, it wasn't to me. I just knew, she would just act a certain way, like maybe disinterested. People came into the house and felt a certain way about their emotions. You're there and all of a sudden you want to leave, you're tired, you're in a bubble, you're depressed. We'll have that. So I didn't think it was a particular mental issue. So I just said it out of like, you just being pretty, like if someone's trying to, if I come to you and I say, hey, what's up? And you say, F you. I'm thinking of like, yo, you deal, like, what's the worry you? We came from that angle. You're not acting okay. Or if I do come, I want to say something to you, I say, you're annoying me, you're irritated. Like, you don't want to have a conversation. Or we're having, a job done and you act a certain way in your group. So that was where that came from. It didn't come from me thinking actually she was actually, mentally challenged. I didn't know that. In all honesty, she had mental health
I didn't
issues.
know. Yeah.
All right. So this question is coming from Adewale on WhatsApp, directed towards Tega, because Adewale is saying during the live session with that blogger, your husband claimed that you guys hadn't spoken. So did you guys just speak recently? Because he's saying that you guys hadn't spoken, and that was a live session last night. Sorry, could you speak?
Sorry, I'm going to I decided not to talk about it, but I'm actually going to talk about it now for clarity.
Okay.
So when I got to the hotel with my team, and I had to meet with them first, and then he wasn't around. So I was like, okay, once I'm done and I power my phone, I'm going to speak with him. And of course, he was already told that I just got to the hotel, and once I power my phone, I'll make the call. Getting into the room, and my friend is like, hobby is life. I'm like, life? Doing what?
Wow.
So when I saw the blog, I was like, oh, okay. And when he finished, I made the call. I called the guy
Immediately after.
Yes.
So you didn't even expect him to do that as well?
I didn't understand why, but coming from a place of, you were told I was going to make the call. And even if you wanted to grant the interview, you would have still granted the interview without saying certain things.
Yeah.
Right? So, but we've spoken and we're all good now. So,
okay.
Trying to move past that and onto better things.
Onto better things.
Yeah.
All right. This one is coming from John saying, okay, so they want you guys to let him know if white money is being real or not, or if he's pretending. So a lot of people love white money from outside the house. And so you, with your experience with the white money inside of the house, do you guys think he's being real? Do you think he's pretentious? Do you think he's someone that is super strategic, maybe because he might have watched BBNaija and then coming into the house, he knows what to do and what not to do?
That's a layered question. That's interesting. And honestly, I think my fellow housemates will have more of like a better insight about that, because I didn't see 2 weeks of him. I didn't see the first 2 weeks of him.
Yeah.
You understand? But he showed me love. I showed him love. It was, reciprocated for sure. He's also my statesman. So I think maybe I'm a bit biased because I do like the guy a lot. You know what I mean? I can see him as a friend. But I guess that's to be determined if it was real or honest or genuine outside the house. But for what it's worth, I am rooting for him. I do want him to win. Obviously, I'm biased, but that's my choice to win for sure.
What are you guys? What do you think about white money being real, being genuine?
So from week 1, I identified the strategy.
Okay.
When you have control over people's appetite, you have control over everything.
Interesting.
So it didn't affect me in a way. I loved his strategy because I have never seen someone who would want to cook from morning till night. I love to cook, but I won't cook. I won't cook all the time. So I'm like, okay, this could be a good strategy, right? So, okay, you don't get nominated. We think about who is going to cook for us and we don't nominate you. Well, you can only get to a certain level in the show. When you get to that level, you start coming out. You get, people will start having the realization, the people that were like trying to put a placard on their minds, like, okay, it is what it is, but I don't want to see it, right? They will definitely take the cards out, but I identify it and I identify with it. I love it. If it takes him far, good. Yeah. Definitely, it may take him far.
Okay. How about you, Boma?
Yeah, White Money was... White Money has auditioned for this show 4 or 5 times. Last year I got to the lockdown, so he's definitely one of the most experienced guys. Like he's watched this show back to back. He told me last season the bag he brought to the lockdown, he didn't unpack it. He went back home and he kept the bag. So next season we go again.
Oh wow!
So White Money is that guy that when you've been trying to get
quite
something,
dogged.
You've been trying to get something, this is it. And he came in and taking advantage of all the opportunity. I think I know White Money's elder brother. We used to model. I didn't know that was his elder brother.
Fantastic.
Mikey, was a designer, he's a fashion designer now. Because back in the days when we used to model, that was a colleague of mine. So knowing that that's his younger brother, so like I'm a bit biased now. Like I know White Money. And White Money knows some things about me too. It's like, these guys, you gotta watch out for this guy. So we both knew ourselves like we were gonna be problems for each other. But I didn't know nothing about it, but I knew this guy, he might be, really strong and everything. White Money, I think is, who he is. It's just, genuine. He doesn't like drama. But we'll see what happens outside of that. But I think it's a cool thing.
All right. What about you, Peace? What do you think about White Money? Is he just using strategies in the house? Is he being real? Is he genuine?
White Money would say he isn't. I think he said it before, but I think he is, and it's working for him. Listen, White Money fed me, and I want to eat. If White Money didn't feed me, obviously Mimi would have. But White Money fed me. I love the guy. I love him a lot. I love a little of white and a lot of money.
Fantastic. I like that.
Yeah, and I think we bonded even more towards the end. Well, just before I came out.
When you guys were just, coming up with your own songs.
Absolutely. I love White Money. I do. I think the strategy is working for him. I think a lot of people actually eventually figured out that he had some kind of strategy going on, but they didn't mind.
Exactly.
And that's what it is. I love him. So yeah, shout out to White Money still.
All right. So Michael, Chichi's asking, when is your music coming out?
Okay, so first of all, shout out to Chichi for even being interested. I have a lot of music out right now already, but the next course of action is to get all the media runs out the way. I can't really record right now, honestly, but I do have new music in the chamber that I could release at any time. So if you guys really want the music, then let it be known, you dig?
Okay, so there are a couple of other questions. We're gonna just stay clear from that because people are still digging deep into Tega and Boma. I feel like you should ask them these questions when they go live on Instagram. Maybe you should be specific because they're asking specific questions as to the extent of your relationship in the house. So I'll leave it to you guys to address that when you probably leave the house. Now, just speaking about, or rather, when you probably go live. Now, speaking about your time outside of the house, what are we expecting moving forward from everyone? What's going on? What should we expect from your brand and from the type of content you're going to give us?
Okay, personally, moving on, First off, I want to apologize to Nigerians and every other viewer outside around the world, and about my actions, and I take responsibility for it. And so um, moving on, my production, which is herbal tea, I tend to get it on the shelf, which is getting through it, not the process.
Okay.
So that's going to be my first click, and then of course Nollywood, definitely. Maybe next year by God's grace we can upgrade to greater heights, film school, greater heights, and then I'm open to every other opportunity that comes. Moving on.
Okay. What about you, Boma?
Yeah, for me, I'll continue to pursue the things I was already doing before coming into the house, because I already had the foundation of the things I was doing. Like, I already had some credits and some acting stuff I've done over there in New York. I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild of American Federation. I have productions that I do want to finish up. I have something on mental health and domestic violence that I do want to. I have short films that I do want to put out there to address some certain things, and I'll just continue to pursue the things I've been pursuing, with my production company. And I'm also open to, working for other people that are interested, because in my other interview, someone said we were both blacklisted from working in the Nigerian industry, and I said, well, that's just one person's opinion. There are millions of people, and I went to school for this. I'm not going to beg for work, pretty much. I do, and no one gave it to me. I went to school, I passed, and I'm already doing it, so one person's opinion doesn't really matter, because they decide to be an hypocrite. I didn't kill somebody, but all those people sending me death threats, man.
Death threats?
For real though, yeah.
Wow.
No cap. Death threats and stuff. It's not that serious. Like, you guys I've said I'm sorry. It didn't come from that. That was not my intentions at all. Like, it wasn't that, it wasn't that serious to the point where you want to kill people. And 2 people out of my team, people handling my team social media, broke down in the hospital. It was that bad, because they didn't even know how I was gonna feel when I got out, because it was that bad that they broke down and they were really afraid for me. So they should relax and let love lead. For the people that have to do, specifically Tega's family, Tega's husband, Tega's fans, I'm sorry. Angel's family, Angel's fans, I'm sorry. Every other person that was offended. To my fans, brave hearts, I'm really, really sorry that I disappointed you guys. But still some love words are still coming, and I really, really do appreciate that. So, moving forward, let love lead. Thank you.
Right. Peace.
Well, I already have a fashion brand, Borak Official on Instagram. That's BWRAQ Official on Instagram. And we have Borak Kids as well. Well, that when I started it was small. I intended on making it something big. Hold on and wait on Peace Shorts. I just conceived, I got the inspiration from my guy from the other place, and so just wait on Peace Shorts on Borak Official for sure. Okay. And then your girl is multi-talented. I fell in love with music in the house. I've always been in love with music.
And you have such a lovely voice as well.
Thank you so much. So just wait on something for music as well, and acting. Your girl has always been a presenter of some sort. So TV presenting, any type of presenting, red carpet, and so much more. Partnerships. Just wait on your girl, please. There's a lot in stuff. Thank you.
All right, Michael.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely leading with the music. Expect a lot of bangers coming out real soon, and I'll be doing that actively. I'm also open to film, screenwriting, acting, fashion. A lot of things are in the works, business and all that. But I'm definitely gonna lead with music, and I'll do that actively. I don't want to put a time limit on it. I used to put a time limit on it, but I know, with the love, I'm not gonna not put music out if people want it.
Yeah.
But what I mean by it is I'll actively be an artist, be a performing artist for 1 to 3 years, because I own a creative agency, and I like to start signing acts immediately, because I know there are a lot of people coming back to Nigeria. I haven't even been back for a whole year. You understand? And the things that I've seen, the voices that I've heard in this country, in just one section of the country, like Lagos.
Yeah. How much more the rest of the country? And we definitely have talented people.
I know a lot of people just need financial backing opportunities, you understand? And that's what Sunday's View is gonna, give to them. Okay. So I'm looking forward to building that as well. So shout out to all the artists out there that's loaded, man. I'm coming for all y'all, you dig? Shout out to y'all.
Alright, one final thing is this. I always play a game, and I just believe that you need this game right now. We need to get you out of this funk. It seems like you're somewhat in a funk, and I know that you have media rounds for the rest of today, so we need you to get back to that lively nature. So it's just the game. It's a very quick game, fun game. It's called Who's Most Likely To. So I'm going to be reading out some statements, some specific things, and I need you to think about some person in the house, one person that's in the house or that has been on the show this season that you feel fits this particular statement. Okay? And I want you to say it at the same time so that your answer doesn't influence her answer. I want it, and you need to be honest about it. Okay, so who is most likely to get detained for harassing a police officer?
Queen.
Angel.
Queen.
Queen.
Queen. Who is most likely to be a gambling addict?
Cross.
Me. Michael.
Because I personally gamble with Cross.
Cross.
Yes.
Yes. Who is most likely to become a nun?
Peace.
Nini.
Nini. No, Nini.
Ari. Jerk.
No,
Who will most likely never want to get married?
Ari.
God.
Ari.
I plead the fifth.
All right, then.
Angel.
Oh,
she
okay.
said that.
Okay, she did?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said that.
All right.
Angel.
And finally, who is most likely to win BBNaija? Shine your eye.
White no.
Liquor money.
Liquor money.
Yeah.
Jay liquor money. Jay liquor money.
Jay
It's a
liquor
tie.
money.
It'll be a tie.
Jay liquor money.
All right, fantastic, guys.
Liquor money for me, you know.
All right, thank you. All right, guys, thank you so much for having conversation with me. I wish you the very best. I like the fact that both of you have apologized and owned up to it. So just you go through the motions. Nigerians will eventually forget. I hope that's some form of hope for
Hopefully
you.
soon.
Yeah, they definitely will eventually forget. But I wish you all the absolute best. All right, guys, it's 11:44. The midday show isn't over yet. Amazing content coming your way. Stick around.